The goal of this university would be to prepare students to take care of the problems that we're going to face, that we are facing now and that we will face in the future. This is how I see it. And I think that we have such an international body of students. We're able to, much more than in one region or in one country, but we have the potential and on a global level to teach students how to think about problems in a critical way, how to think about answers to problems. The class discussions are phenomenal. Often you have students from 4 or 5 different continents. You might have about 12 different nationalities, and each has their own perspective. They can each bring anecdotes from their own country and culture that are completely fascinating and that open other students' eyes to other ways of thinking about an issue or a problem. I taught a class last year on democracy, and the class discussions we had were some of the most amazing discussions I've ever been in regarding democratic issues and what does democracy mean from country to country or from culture to culture. One of the best things about Jacobs University is that there is a very high proportion of faculty to students. I've never seen this in any other university. I believe it is something like 1 to 10. This means that for my students, for example, I'm able to work very closely with them. I have the time to think about their projects, to work with them on their projects. So, for example, when it comes to a bachelor's thesis or a master's thesis, they're in my office quite frequently. We are discussing the different issues, we're discussing different approaches, and the result is that there have been at least 3 theses in the 2 years that I've been here. I mean, I've supervised many more, but at least 3 of them that I think are publishable quality. And I'm actually working with 3 students right now to create a paper that could be published. This, I think, is unique to Jacobs. I've never seen this at any other university that I have taught or even attended. And through this, students get this exposure at a very young level of their career or of their academic career to greater opportunities. One of the projects that I'm involved in is implementing renewable energies in North Africa to both supply the North African communities and countries and possibly later to export excess electricity to Europe. And the problems facing such a giant project are multidimensional. You have technological problems, you have regulatory problems, you have political problems that have to be solved at all different levels. And for this, you need people from all these different fields, and these people from different fields need to be able to speak with each other. And here at Jacobs, I have the opportunity when I want to turn to an engineer and say, explain to me how the grid can or cannot work in this way. And to turn to someone else and say, what are the issues with electricity, solar electricity costing more in North Africa? How can we have financing that will supplement that? Or how can it be made more amenable to these countries that solar electricity might cost more? And then for my own research, what are the political challenges in both North Africa, between those countries there, between Europe and between the European countries about implementing such a project? But for such a project, you need a multidimensional approach. You need answers from many different fields. And here at Jacobs, there are these people, and I have access to them. I know them. We're a small community, but we are richer for that. I think there's a sense that we're pioneers. We're pioneers of the 21st century, trying to establish a new way of approaching problems and addressing problems. And it's through this sense of taking the best from every culture, every person, that we are able to find the way forward.